always on the edge. We fight and make love at the same time. Would you break up just because I told you?
I suppose this is the time that I should tell you about the armature that I will be using for my mini-me. You just saw the video there. That was something that I did really quick, just a turntable. This armature was supplied by a good friend of mine, Wes Wood, who runs animationtoolkit.com. If you've not been and seen the site, please go to the site. You can get a lot of the stuff that I use for my animations in there. This is an old armature. This is one that was used when he was working in conjunction with Ray Harryhausen for his Army Creature kits. This is one of the Army Creature kits. This is the insides of Dan from Dan of the Dead. If you haven't seen Dan of the Dead, it's up there. Now, Dan of the Dead had this custom made armature from Wes Wood, and it was made from the Army Creature kit. I cut it all down to the exact sizes that I needed it for Dan. Now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build a mini-me, and I'm really cautious about getting some actual stop motion content out. I don't want to spend hours and hours doing tutorials for you guys to go, well, but I've not seen any animations and I want to do some animations. So my goal was to obviously show you how to make the head, which you can see here. There's still a bit of work to do, I'll continue on with it. But there are some parts of this that I'm not going to show, and that's not because I'm cheating and I don't want to give all of my secrets away. I will give them away, but I might do them in a more in-depth course that's a bit more meaty than what I'm doing on the YouTube channel. That will come at a later date. If you let me know if you guys are really interested and want to know how this armature is made, if you want to know all the ins and outs of how I've done the silicone hands and the feet, I can show you that. What I will do is very quickly show you what the process was to do these feet and hands. This is the armature. It's an Army Creature armature from Wes Wood at animationtoolkit.com. He doesn't have these anymore, but he has something exactly the same. I can't remember the exact name of them. I will give a link in the description below. Let me show you the molds that I used to make the hands. Back in a sec. Let's move them out of the way. Okay, this is the mold that I've used to create the hands that you just saw. This is made out of formite, which is a very, very strong mold. This will last forever. It's like cement. It's got iron filings inside it, which makes it so strong. You've got no chance of chipping it, really. So what's inside this mold, you might want to know? Well, here we go, let me show you. Can you see that? There we go. Right. This is what's called a two-part mold. We have one half, we have the other half. We have inside it a very intricate armature. This is basically, I have made a locator for the hands. This is the locator. It locates into the formite at the point where it needs to fit into the mold. If I was to make this into silicone, what I would do is I would start off by making a very tiny thin layer of skin, which I will paint in on both sides of the molds, on this half and on this half, just a very thin layer, and then I would pop the locator hand inside and I push in to make sure that the wire was right in the center of the ridges where the fingers are. Then I would pour the rest of the silicone into the mould, filling in all the gaps, and then I would grab this side of the mould and I would press it shut like that, put a ratchet strap around it so it's really tight, and I would leave it then for around an hour. After an hour you should be able to demold this, and what you end up with is the hand that you see here. I'm going to take this off just so you can see a bit closer. So that is the hand. Now you should be able to see from the locator that is exactly what was connected to the locator. This ball and socket here that you can just see fit on there, and that's exactly how I did it. I'll show you. There it is. Okay, here's a hand attached to the locator, and the locator literally plopped on like so and fitted into the mould. I hope you can see that. Did you get it? And then this went on top like that. We opened it up and we had a perfect hand mould with the wire inside, and then all we needed to do was a little bit of clean up, some painting up, and that is how we made these hands. Please let me know if you think that you would benefit from learning how I've done this completely from start to finish. That it is something that I would like to do. It wouldn't happen straight away, but in the near future it is something that I would definitely think of doing. This can be remolded so many times now. If I need a new hand, I can just make up some more of these, pull the silicone in, and away we go, and within probably a day I'll have a new hand. That's basically how the hand was made. It is very fiddly, but it's great fun. It's like making your own little mini Terminator. So yeah, making a mini me Terminator. It's great fun. You can see the amount of detail that's in that, and how much you can move these. This was done with dragon skin. There are so many forms of silicone that you can use, but I use dragon skin for this. Amazing. That's my mini-me hand. Right, this is the mould for the trainers. Basically, it's a one-part mould. It's a one-part mould. Hopefully you can see that there. Yeah. I sculpted the trainer. I only made one because I wanted it to be a generic that I could use for left and right. I sculpted this and then I made a mould of it. I've actually got a video of me and my good friend Daz Longthorne, who is an amazing prosthetic artist. I will go into a lot more detail as to what Daz does in future videos. This is an actual video of us doing this, or Daz more to the point doing this, and it might give you a bit more info into how it was done. We haven't got one for the hands, but the feet, it's quite cool, so have a look at it right now. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. It's a bit different from all the other mini-me episodes that I've done up to now, but this is getting into the nitty-gritty stuff. We now have an armature, we now have the hands, we have the head, which is on its locator. Remember, it pops right on and slots. Ooh, should do. Slots right on like that, and we're getting there. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to primer the head so that it's a complete clear colour of white, and then I can start painting it up, put in a bit of flesh colour in there and put my lovely grey hairs in. Then we're going to bulk out the armature, and we're going to do that with foam. We're going to glue some foam onto the armature itself so we can bulk it out, and then it will be looking at putting the clothes and costume on. And we are really getting close now, very close. I know you'll be disappointed that I haven't shown you how I've made the hands and how I haven't made the feet, but unfortunately I haven't got the time. I really am desperate to get animating. I will find the time in later series or maybe in a course, but I'm desperate to get some animations out to you. I hope you understand, but this is the nature of stop motion animation. You can spend so much time making the puppets that you actually forget why you went into animation, and that is to actually animate. And I'm beginning to learn that even more so now. I've spent so many years of my life designing incredible puppets and sets and big massive films and that. What I really need to start doing, and this is what this series is about, this is what this channel is about, is to produce stop motion animations very quickly, frequently on the channel. Once this character is made, once my mini-me is made, you will definitely see that, and that's what I plan on doing. I want to get content out there for you. My name's Pete Ellis, this is my mini-me, this is my animated life. Please keep animating, one frame at a time. I'll see you in the next episode.